Welcome to a spooky episode of Cocktails with Queens, starring Claudia Jordan as a house cat, Selena Johnson as Lil' Kim, Lisa Ray McCoy as an alien from Planet Queendom, and last but not least, Vivica A. Fox, or should I say, the Black Jessica Rabbit.
Ooh. What's up, ladies? Everybody looks so cute.
Hey, Queens.
What's up, Queen?
What's up, meow? I'm the
Hey.
host.
Meow.
Everybody looks so cute. So cute. Everybody, welcome to Cocktails with Queens. It's the spooky edition, like Kevin said. And my girls, I came through like always. Queens, let's just get into it. And I want to talk about everybody's inspiration and why you picked what you picked. Let's start with Lisa Ray. Let's start with you.
Hello, ladies. I wanted to be covered up because I'm already known as a sex symbol. And so it doesn't, yeah, that's right, girl. You know from one to another. And so I always want to be able to hide underneath and pretend and no one know who I am, so I can slide through parties and just slide through and just get away with all kind of craziness. So I've always wanted to do the unlikable or the opposite of what people think that I would do. So I went all out gruesomely, you know what I mean?
You're an alien, right?
I'm a Beetlejuice alien.
And Miss, very, very well done. I knew you was gonna come with it. Vivica A. Fox, Black Jessica Simpson. Get into it. Tell us why you picked this.
It was actually Black Jessica Rabbit. You know
I'm
what I mean?
sorry.
But that's okay. That's all right, girlfriend.
Oh,
That's
I know.
okay. You don't see this wave and all of this. Jessica Simpson could never do the, you know what I mean?
Oh, there it is. I see
There
you.
it
My
is.
bad.
Right, cha-cha-cha, okay, and the boom. You know, they've all been trying to get us to do a sexy kind of lingerie kind of thing. And I was like, Last year I was a kitty cat, you know what I mean? So I was kind of doing your thing. And I was going to do a lion. And I said, you know what? Nah, let's bring a little sex appeal to the show tonight. So
Very cute.
have it.
I love it. And Selena as Lil' Kim.
ow, nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. Nailed it. It's ladies' night.
And the feelings right.
Lil' Kim is one of my favorite rappers, not just one of my favorite female rappers, but like one of my favorite rappers of all time. And so she has so many iconic looks. It was real easy for me to just, do her. Like to me, it was on some old man, which one?
Right.
This video alone, this is I know you see me in the video. True. It's that song. So she had like 5 looks. So it was between the blue, the red, the yellow, So since I'm a Z5, I had to go. You see it. So I had to go with the royal blue because but Lil' Kim is my girl, so I love
girl. You nailed it.
It looks
Claudia,
great.
you look so cute. Look
Thank
at
you, Claudia.
Girl,
Damn.
they said I'm a house cat. I'm really
you're an alley cat myself.
I'm really a stray cat because I've been
Okay.
all around. I haven't been to home. I just drew on these little whiskers so raggedy. I said, I know my girl's gonna come with it. I'm gonna be the little raggedy cat. I'm really like a stray cat because I've been feeling homeless, been running around. And I love cats. I'm a cat.
But you look great. You do. I'm so glad that I decided not to do the lion because then we would have had 2 cat folks on here tonight. But you look cute.
I always do something like kind of comedic and controversial, like a political figure. But I honestly, it was full disclosure. I just didn't have time, and my brain, I'm on fumes. So I was like, what could I be? But I knew you ladies were gonna come with it. But before we start the show, let's rewind to what we all wore last year. Watch this.
See, Claudia, I mean, you're like almost my twin from last year.
I'm like your kid, and I'm like I'm trying to be the cat like that. This is.
I know what you mean, girl, on films, because I was actually in New York last night doing Wildin' Out and got on the plane and just got back here to LA. So that's why I was like, let me just do something. I ain't got time for no hair. I ain't got time for nothing. Let me just pull
Lisa, man, that's gonna be dope. You did Wildin' Out. That is so cool. I can't wait to keep on there. You're gonna be turning up on me.
It was fun. Yeah.
Very nice. Well, you ladies did not disappoint. Y'all represented like I knew you would. So thank you for always playing along and being down with all the themes and the. I don't know. I love when we do these kind of shows. I think it's a lot of fun.
I do too.
Agreed.
So what spooky cocktail are you ladies sipping on tonight? What are y'all sipping on?
I'm gonna say my usual, but we're gonna say it's blood tonight.
Blood. Yeah, it's blood.
Ooh.
I'm with the blood too.
I'm gonna say I'm with the you know, that white puff that comes out when you squeeze one of your bumps.
Oh God, really?
Yeah. I'm drinking it. I'm drinking it.
Right here.
Okay, I guess I'll say catnip juice.
Milk.
Milk.
So real quick, Lisa, I know you did Wildin' Out, but you also were at the Ebony Power 100 event this weekend. Let's real quick, how was it? Was it fun? It looked like it was a lot of fun.
It was so empowering because you sometimes get stuck when you are just working and doing what you do, and you don't get a chance to see what everybody else and your counterparts are doing, you know, to be able to give them their accolades as well. Because it's always a light competition with us, a friendly light competition, you know what I mean? And so when you get a chance to hear those acceptance speeches and who they're honoring, you say to yourself, that's right. That's why I'm in the business. If nothing else but to get there or to be honored or to be nominated, you know, and it just made me feel like, right, you know, I'm still happy with what I'm doing. I'm still blessed that I'm working. I'm still glad that I'm relevant, that I'm here, there, and everywhere. I am just booked, busy, and blessed.
Very nice. Well, congratulations to that. And we all got to do something one day when we're all in the same city.
I know.
One of these days. All right, ladies, let's jump into some hot topics. All right, y'all, it's been almost a year since DMX died, and a woman from Georgia, Raven Barmer Simon, is claiming to be his daughter. Raven contacted the late rapper's children with her claim, and she plans to take a paternity test to prove that she is, in fact, DMX's daughter. Now, she will join 14 other people who are making the same claim. Barna Simmons has come forward while his children are in the midst of a battle over DMX's $1 million estate. What are your thoughts on this story and about people coming forward?
I think I'll just jump right in really quick. Man's fast. I just feel like, you know, he had to die in order for you to be his daughter. Like, you ain't been his, I mean, I'm sure you're much older, in your at least 20s, 30s. So he had to be dead in order for him to be worthy of you to come forward and be his daughter. It's and listen, you may very well be his daughter. You may get the DNA test back and that be, you know, the truth, which is fine. But why wait till now? You know, why didn't you want his father, you know, fatherly love when he was alive?
I concur, Selena. You're absolutely right. I feel the exact same way. So there's nothing more to say here.
Vivica, what do you think?
Talk about coffin chasing. Like, girl, really? You know, that's yes, it is coffin chasing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, now here all of a sudden you come up. That was my daddy too. So what exactly are you looking for? That's what I'd really like to know. You're looking for some late coin. You want some publicity. I just think it's tacky, and you know, why do that to his family at this point? The man's gone.
Exactly. And actually, before he passed, you actually had time to do it then. And maybe you didn't, we didn't know about it, but it would have been nice if you would have done this when he was alive. And if he was, in fact, proven to be your daddy, if he is, you could have actually spent some time with them or told him you loved them before he went. Just something. You know what I mean? Like, DMX has had problems throughout his life. And it's been well documented. So, you know, like, he probably could have used that love while he was here.
Yes.
So not to say you don't have a right to prove paternity and all that and prove that that's your daddy, but I hate when people die and there's money involved, and I hate to assume it's that, but it looks like that.
Well, and here's what's even more interesting. You know, he already has 14 known children.
I'm sorry.
Girl. And I'm not even, I mean, you know, he has
I was just saying.
known children. You're number 15 if, you know, the DNA test comes back positive. They mentioned that his estate is only worth $1 million. So like, you know, once expenses have been taken care of, how much really are we talking about you're going to get? And is that going to give you your father back? I mean, or if you even care about that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of children. I could see if it was like 3 of y'all and then you come in and talk about, hey, I'm number 4, you know, but girl, you're number 15. It's 15.
And just to be fair, I don't want to just assume that she's coming after the money because it doesn't say that it was just because of that, but it does say the rest of them are, there are some of the kids that are in, you know, they're dealing with his estate right now. She may not want that. If she doesn't want that, then I feel like, okay, but man.
And why we know?
Exactly. I was just going to say that, Selena. Why make it public then? I mean, that if you, like I say, you know, your conscience is like, I want to find out. My mother told me that she had an affair with him or slept with him. And I just want to know. Why not know that privately?
Mm-hmm. That part.
Prior to, I mean, you know, but.
Yeah. Like now you're like, oh, by the way.
All right. Well, we will definitely keep everybody posted of any updates. Moving on, singer Erica Campbell posted the following message to her followers. You can't sow hoe seeds and reap marriage benefits. Your brain and body don't switch like that. You got to prepare your mind for marriage because it's ministry. Well, Miss Campbell further explained her post with entertainment blog Neighborhood Talk. Let's take a look.
Cheat, manipulate, take advantage of, and then when it's your turn to be in a relationship, you want everybody to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Whatever seeds you plant, that's what's gonna grow. You know what I mean? Life waters it, situations water those situations. You know, like when you have a bad experience and you make up your mind, bump it. I'm just gonna do everybody dirty because I've been done dirty. Then when do you get to the light? You know, when do you get to the joy? When do you get to the love? So, you know, I was just trying to help people out. You know, you can't be sleeping with everybody, man, and then you mad when somebody sleep with yours. That's what you've been doing.
Preach, teach.
Now think about that.
Where's the lie?
What'd you say, Selena?
Where's the lie?
Yes.
But don't we see that all the time? You know what I mean? Like you see people doing their dirt and just be out there in these streets going, not caring because it's like, well, I mean, he's not her. He's not my husband. He's her husband. They don't care. But then when it's them, it's like, you don't want to shake the table.
And there where the lesson lies. Mm-hmm. There where the mistake turns into a real witness, this could happen to me, where that karma comes back around. And if you have any maturity about you, then you're going to stop, look, and listen and learn and say, okay, I got it. I get it. Thank you. And like she said, then you move forward to find the light.
I also like to also include that this doesn't only apply to women, because some of y'all men, a lot of y'all men be out there hoeing a lot, and then you want to be treated like a king and you somebody's husband, but you was just upping everybody in the whole neighborhood. So it's not just for the ladies, okay? Mm-hmm. Y'all be out here in heat too, out in the alleys. So I'm just saying.
They be out here mostly in heat. And I know that was wrong, and I know men don't want to hear that, but let's just go with the odds.
Ladies, don't y'all get tired of hearing just a man being a man. Like we have urges too. We just
but then it's like you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. I just want to ask this one question. Where did that come from her to make that kind of statement? Because nowadays you can tell when people going through something when they post it on social media. So why now did that come out?
I'm not really sure, but she did just say that I'm just trying to help people out. So I don't know if that came off of someone asked her something or asked her about her marriage or some advice or something, or maybe, from what she feels the millennials are doing now, and, maybe taking and putting your marriage first and learning within that union. I'm not really sure, but I will say this: everybody go through something in their marriage, in every relationship. So any type of good advice any kind of good advice that you.
But do we always have to take it to social media?
Girl.
Oh, she does? Oh, I didn't know that to be true, that she does that.
No. I'm just saying. It just seems like, when somebody is like, very, very positive or spiritual, that then all of a sudden they come with, with all of that, because that was a lot.
Well, I think she might have been, trying to, answer a question from her show or whatever. But I think it caused a flare because women aren't really used to hearing that it's our fault. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time it ain't. It's normally men's fault. So it might have struck a chord. You know what I'm saying? By really saying, all right, girl.
Exactly.
Then, you want something, you gotta be something.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of hit dogs hollering on the net after that. Okay. So we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back with more Cocktails with Queens Halloween edition. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens Halloween edition. Give me a thumbs up or some fire signs in the chat if you think the ladies are killing it and came through with their beautiful, sexy, and spooky Halloween looks. What y'all think about these looks? Give me some love in the chat. All right. So I also want to talk about growing up real quick before we get to the next story. Growing up when you went trick-or-treating, what was the best treat that you were happy to get in your bag? I was Reese's peanut butter cups. I won if I got Reese's peanut butter cups. What was y'all's favorite like snack or treat?
Candy corn.
You like candy corn?
Because candy corn, I'm gonna tell you, Sears used to be the store to go to get all your little shoes and underwear, right? And sleepwear. And my mom used to take me to Sears all the time. And we would get the hot peanuts and the candy corn together. And that combination together was like my first kind of candy, sugar rush. And so every time I come around Halloween, I give me a bunch of these and just put them in my mouth until my tongue gets numb.
I think you and Amanda Seals are the only two people I've ever heard say that they love candy corn. She eat them now. Vivica, what's your favorite? Snickers, okay.
Oh my God, I love it to this day. It just, whenever I have a Snickers, it reminds me of Halloween. I have to be like, ooh.
Snickers are yummy.
Mm-hmm.
And look, Kim.
I'm Reese's cup girl with you, Claudia.
I know that's right.
Let me tell you something. Reese's to this day. I go like if I have a sweet craving, I will run down to the corner store, the CVS or a gas station and get us Reese's. That's my cheat and everything. I'm a Reese's psycho.
See, Selena, I keep looking at you like, damn, she really do look like Lil' Kim from the video.
She nailed it.
I don't know where you got that coat from.
Right. Where'd you get that coat?
The coat, I like the asymmetrical wig. You know what I mean? That's right.
I got the coat from New York and Company, girl. Yes.
All right, ladies.
And Robin made this shirt. She made a tie-dye shirt.
Thank you, Robin.
This is all Robin Mikea. She did everything. She went and found it. And these are the gloves. So
when y'all be coming through, I be feeling real guilty about just drawing whiskers on my face with liquid eyeliner. Like y'all really put some effort into it, and okay, anyways, let's get on to this next topic. October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we like to cover a few stories from celebrities who've been speaking out again about their experiences in abusive relationships. Angela Simmons was a guest on Taraji P. Henson's Facebook show, Peace of Mind, where she opened up about her experience being in an abusive relationship. Simmons said, "I dealt with somebody with a temper, and I didn't know. It started off as small things, and next thing you know, stuff is getting thrown at me. I'm up against the wall, or I'm jumping out of moving cars because I'm afraid, or I'm calling the cops." She continued with, "I never thought in a million years I was going to be that person." Ladies, what are your thoughts on Angela opening up about what happened to her?
Hey, I like it when anyone is able to face their truth and learn from their truth and able for someone else to notice their own truth. Because sometimes when you in it, you can almost feel like those hits are love taps in a kind of crazy way. You know what I'm saying? And when you get that tap that's real too hard, then it's like, well, wait a minute, I'm bruised and I'm just battered. I'm bruised and I'm hurt, not just emotionally, but not physically, which turns into mentally. And then you got to really understand and realize what love and true love is all about. You know what I mean? So yeah, when you're young, you want to go to blows. You know what I mean? You did this, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. But then you get one that's gonna hit you and knock you out. You can't handle. You gotta go run for cover and run for yourself. So kudos to Miss Angela.
Vivica, what do you think about this?
I just think that it's so brave. I love when celebrities, like, she has a huge following, and to let her girls of her age to know that's not love. There was domestic violence people speaking out about it now has changed so much. There was a time when you didn't talk about it. You know what I mean? Because you thought, oh, it's love, or, you know, he just doing it because he ain't gonna do it again, you know. But to let other young ladies know that that's not love, that is abuse. I commend her for speaking out to her followers that then will not be afraid to speak out, ask someone for help, or to leave to save their life.
Exactly. Selena, what are your thoughts?
You know, I agree with both of the ladies. And I just, you know, can add that, you know, when a celebrity or a public figure opens up about something that's that intimate, it is really impactful because most of the people on the outside looking into the celebrity, you know, lifestyle, it can appear that everything is just wonderful. You know, we see all these couples, Jay-Z and Beyonce, Sierra Russell, you know, and we're looking at them and we adore them and we love them. But who's to say that things are not, you know, that things are perfect? You know what I'm saying? And so it humanizes celebrities, it humanizes us to the point where, it makes us relatable. And in making us relatable, it allows, you know, people to be able to say, if she can do it, I can do it. If she can do it and be in the public eye and walk out of something, I can do it too. So it empowers people to be able to make those kinds of choices, even when in the midst of them, it seems as if it's impossible. And just to piggyback off of what Lisa Ray was saying, you know, I was in one of those domestic violence situations. I used to be the domestic violence spokesperson. And I wrote a whole song about it called Hit on Me on my first album. And I was in a relationship where it was very, very aggressive and exactly. But I thought, because I grew up watching couples in my family fight, I thought it was fighting instead of domestic violence. So because I was fighting back, I thought that was, you know, that it made it exempt from me being battered.
Made it neutral.
But a man hitting you in general, whether you're fighting back or not, is violence. And you in a violent altercation with your spouse or a significant other is domestic violence. And it got so bad to the point where you know, I had to call the police. You know, punch holes in the walls, choked. You know, all kinds of shit I done been through. So, and I understand when you're in it, you're almost like, this ain't happening to me. I'm not I'm tough. You know what I'm saying? But you don't realize that you're in it until you're actually out of it, if you get out of it. So Angela Simmons, kudos to her, and kudos to any woman who wants to, whether they're celebrity or not, share their story. Because when you share a story, you can deliver and save somebody's life.
And in closing, I want to say this. People on the internet, when a woman comes forward and has and expresses something that happened to her that was traumatic, it is not your place to say, why are you coming out with it now? Why are you complaining about it? Why don't you say nothing then? You don't know what her circumstance was where she couldn't speak on it at that time. And a lot of times people wait till things get cool. They have a lot of distance, a lot of space between what happened and now, so they can feel a little bit of safety. And what I really hate is when it's from one of your faves or someone you're a fan of, y'all just don't believe the woman's claim at all. It's like, it didn't really happen and she deserved it. And you are just abusing that woman again and again and again when you do that stuff. It's like you have the courage to talk about it. And then for some, that didn't happen. You lying, you just mad because he with her or whatever. Shut the hell up with that nonsense.
Yeah. And not to negate that men also get their ass.
Yes, they do.
Well.
They do suffer from domestic violence. And a lot of times don't nobody want to, what if I don't want to tell you that I'm getting my ass whooped? And what if I don't know if I want to leave him yet? There's a lot of little intricacies that are going on mentally when you are abused physically. Physical abuse is one thing, but then once the physical is done, it stains the mental for a very long time after that. So You just don't know what, like you said, Claudia, you don't know what people be going through and what they mulling over or going back and forth through, and they mad. You gotta let people do it when they do. I'm sure Angela did. I'm sure that didn't happen to her yesterday.
She probably waited decades, probably a long time to talk about it. So also during Simmons' interview, Taraji P. Henson, she revealed that she's missing a piece of her lip due to a former abusive relationship. Again, we salute you, queens, for having the courage to put your story out there with these negative people that are so quick to say, well, what did you do? There's nothing that you can do besides hitting someone first that should ever garner someone even thinking about it. And they should still just think about not really doing it.
Exactly. And even then, that might not be enough. If I'm a man, and even though it's wrong for a woman to put her hand on a man or pick up a weapon of any sort, just because he's a man doesn't mean that you have the right to put your hands on him either. Mm-hmm. But as men, I think it's okay to say, I'm bigger than her, I'm stronger than her. Let me diffuse the situation. Now, if she has a weapon, you might need to get your ass whooped. If you have a weapon, now I'm defending my life. And that's not fault. But if you swing on me, come on. As a man, you should be able to be like, I'm bigger than her. I'm stronger than her. I can diffuse the situation before I need to hurt her physically anymore. And this is the disadvantage that men have to deal with. But let me tell you something about these mamas too. These mamas, these anime bullock mamas are the ones also perpetuating this, oh, well, what did you do? Well, was it your fault? Type foolishness. And all the way from when we were kids, oh, if a boy hits you, what they tell you? Girl, if he hits you, don't pay that no man. He's just like you. Well, that carries all the way into your adulthood. And then now you turn around, now little Johnny is big Johnny about to knock your teeth out. And they not love cats no more. So we got to stop teaching our daughters that kind of aggression is affection as well.
And get a gun, ladies. Listen, the Australian government is offering one-time payments to help people who have violent relationships, help them leave violent relationships. Victims can apply for a payment of 5,000 Australian dollars, which is about 3,000 US dollars. The program is open to all genders, but women are expected to make up the bulk of the applicants in Australia, since statistics report that one woman is killed by a partner every 9 days. What are your thoughts about this program, and how many women and men in this country do you think can use this program to get them out of bad relationships? You know, people a lot of times stay. What do you think about this, Vivica?
I think that is amazing. My one question is that then do they offer them as far as like protective services? Because that's the biggest thing, that if you have the courage to all of a sudden just leave, you know what I mean? It's like, this is probably someone that, because back in the day, I used to help a domestic violence shelter. And there's a lot of women that literally leave with nothing, where they don't even know how to write a check. Like, they've been so imprisoned by this abuse that they're crippled by it. So I just wonder, okay, you give that, but are you then going to then educate them about, this is where you're at, this is the next steps. Okay, you need to get a job. We'll be looking out for you in case he finds out where you're at, you know. So that's my biggest concern about that, because a lot of people that are in abusive relationships, it becomes a vicious cycle of, it happens, I'm sorry, then it gets worse, I'm sorry, then, you know, so.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say $3,000. That's a beginning and a start for them to get someplace where it's safe, but then they need to be able to get a job so they can fend for themselves. And so they need to go through some type of program to be able to help them.
It's definitely a good start, but it takes a lot more than that, because you're mentally, you've already been broken down so much by the time you're at that point where you're allowing it and you're not fighting back. And you know what I mean? Like, you're going to need some serious help and deprogramming, because you already think you're you're not valuable and you're worthless. A lot of times your self-worth is really destroyed and you don't really have that confidence. So it's a good start.
Therapy. We have to talk about the mental piece on this too, on both ends, the man and the woman. First of all, why are you hitting me? Second of all, why am I letting you? Why aren't we doing any mental work on people in general in these violent relationships?
That's right. All right. Well, good points, ladies. Everybody made some fantastic points. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more of the Cocktails with Queens special Halloween edition. We'll be right back. Welcome back to a special edition of Cocktails with Queens Halloween edition. Once again, if you're joining us late, ladies, let's tell everybody what we are real quick. Selena, you are. It's obvious.
I'm the Queen Bee, Little Kim, baby.
Damn. I'm giving you a little Jessica Rabbit, but black.
Okay.
I'm giving you Out of This World, Alien.
Claudia.
I'm just an alley cat.
Now you're an alley cat. I thought you was a stray cat.
I'm a stray alley cat.
It's a cat, damn it.
Look at my whiskers. They're not even symmetrical. Look at the whiskers.
You're a smart cat. You got on glasses.
A smart old alley cat.
Why people think that people that wear glasses are smart? We just blind.
Right.
We just blind. We are just amazing.
You say you was. You just said you look like it. That's what you said. You look like it.
So I'll take it.
You a school teacher cat. You the cat that school of cats.
So we have reached the part of the show where we open up about our personal lives and relationships and how we have overcome obstacles in our own lives. I want to welcome everyone to our Queendom. Tonight's topic, I love this topic, is we'll focus on women who dumb themselves down so that the men feel superior to them or just smarter. This topic was inspired by actress Kate Beckinsale, who posted this on her Instagram. I dumb myself down on dates so I don't intimidate men, and I hate myself for it. It might sound bad, but 60% of women do it. She continued with, when I said it has been a handicap in Hollywood, it's precisely because being female and having an opinion often has been, and often having to be quiet, carefully packaged so as not to be offensive, or in this case, deliberately twisted into signifying one's perceived superiority or arrogance. In other words, let me be quiet so y'all won't think I think I'm superior or have arrogance and dumb myself down. Ooh, she sound real smart. She made me sound real stupid and feel real stupid just now when I was reading that. All right, so Beckinsale has an IQ of 152 and studied at Oxford, which could apparently be an issue for some men. Ladies, I want us to keep it a buck with this conversation. Have you ever dated a man who was intimidated by your intelligence, and how did you deal with it?
Not dumbing yourself down, that's for sure. That right there is for sure. Really with us all being in the business, we know how that is. We absolutely have felt that before. We've noticed it from them while we're even in it, And for me, I just go, oh, what a shame. Another one bite the dust, because I can't deal with that. We cannot deal with anyone that's insecure in our business because we are everybody's. We are our public figures. So then our fans are our people that embrace us, and we need to embrace them too. I don't have time for you to be wondering why I'm over there talking to who and Johnny and whoever else. Like, no, I'm never going to dummy myself down because I really want to be evenly yoked. I want to be with someone that is going to be able to teach me something just as well as I'm able to teach him something. I want us to grow together. You know what I mean? And of course that scale doesn't always balance all the time, but that's okay because where he's weak, we're supposed to be strong and vice versa. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for nobody else that can't. If he can't rise to the occasion, then I don't want to waste his time, and he can't waste mine either.
Makes sense. Selena, have you ever found yourself dumbing yourself down to make a man feel more worthy or feel better about himself?
Well, let me get into this. In terms of dumbing myself down in a relationship, no, ma'am, you love. Okay. I cannot dummy myself down in a relationship because whoever you are in that moment is who you have to continue to be throughout the rest of the moments of the relationship. So if you're not a buck, if you ain't 100 in the beginning of completely who you are, then now you're going to have to keep up this character, this facade, the entire relationship. And then if you ever try to, become more yourself, he's going to be looking at you like, where, how, and then that's going to cause a strain. And you all know the rest of that. Now, so I can't do it in no relationship. I don't do it in my marriage. Peace out on that shit. Now, in terms of the business, I ain't gonna lie. I am a musician. In the musician world, in the music world, women are supposed to be seen and not heard. They would prefer to look at us, be beautiful, but be knowledgeable is intimidating, especially when you are surrounded by musicians. Musicians, I hate to say it, I love y'all to death, but they're assholes. And a lot of them are geeks from school who finally get a job in the limelight. So any little thing could crush their ego. So I have had to manipulate or massage their egos in order for me to get them to play the right notes, to play properly, or to be on time, or to respect the fact that this in here, in fact, indeed is a motherfucking instrument. So I have to curtail in that instance, and in the business, you have to act like, oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh my goodness, to make them feel smart so that you can get things done. That's unfortunate, but it happens all the time, and I am guilty of it, and it's gotten things done, which is even worse.
That's right.
I agree with you absolutely, Selena, that, you know, when you sometimes, you know, I actually had a lead actress tell me that one time, because I'm, you know, I could be like a bull in a China store, that I had to learn to be a little bit more manipulative, and I found it to be very irritating. I've also been told, like, do you know that you talk a little aggressively? That I was like, okay, is that something I got to work on myself as a woman? Because I will turn around and tell you that you are full of it and not hesitate. So, you know, and you try to be softer, but, you know, you can't lose yourself being who you are for the sake of a man. So it just depends on, you know, what you want and how you want to get it. But I'm going to tell you, with me, I tried, and after a while, the real me just come on back out.
Okay.
I've never done it in a relationship. Matter of fact, if I have a man that can't spell Wednesday, or it seems like he gets tripped up over there, and there, or two and two, or hair, don't really get it, I will try to help him be better and try to give him a little correction and gently help him out. Like, I'm not going to be annoying with it, but I will be like, hey, babe, you know, you spelled Wednesday wrong. There's an N in there. There's a D and there's an F. You know what I mean? I'll try to help you out. But I will say professionally, I think we all share that professionally, absolutely, especially in our business, radio. I remember being on shows where the man's like, I'm the comedian, I'm that guy. And it's someone, one time it was someone I've never even heard of before. And I worked with them. And I had to like not be as funny and not be as like, it seemed like it irritated him. And as long as he felt like he was smarter than me or quicker than me or more intelligent, which he wasn't, any of those things, he felt good about the show and what we were doing, and he would participate. The moment he felt like he wasn't, it's like he would shut down, and then the show ended up ending because of it, because of his insecurities. And I'll never do that again. If you can't hang, that's not my fault. That's actually the management that hired you. They should have put you with an equally yoked, lower level, lower tier, less intelligent, less funny, less smart woman. It's
Let
not
me
my
ask
fault.
this question to you all.
It's not my fault.
Let me pose this. Have you heard something about yourself more than twice, and you had to say to yourself, well, maybe, just maybe it is me, or maybe I am too aggressive, or maybe I don't talk to people the right way, or maybe I'm too direct, or maybe whatever it is that is part of who you are and your character, but you've heard several times that you this, you. Do you switch that? You change that? Do you think that, hey, this is just me? Like, what do you do? What do you say?
You learn to for me, I had to learn to work on things, like to take a moment to kind of like sit back and kind of go, okay, am I getting the same results? Am I turning people off? You know, and that's just being honest with yourself more than anything else.
That's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do, to take criticism and then have to look yourself in the mirror and say, maybe I do that, because, you know, we think we're wired to think that we got it right and we know better, right? And then when you see that, you're like, damn, I got to work on that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know. All right, ladies, great conversation. Thank you so much. And ladies, queens that are watching, never dumb yourself down to fit into a box or to, you know, make something work in a relationship. It's not going to help you in the end. And professionally, we sometimes got to finesse. I won't say dumb ourselves down, but I like the word that you use, Vivica and Selena, manipulate. It's classy. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with more Cocktails with Queens Halloween edition when we return. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens Halloween edition. Ladies, I want to get your thoughts on this story. I shouldn't be smiling because it's actually a horrible story, but it just shows me how crazy folks are on these streets. So a woman dressed up as a ghost was shot dead when her Halloween prank went wrong. The unidentified woman decided to prank her neighbors by walking down the street after sunset, disguised as La Llorona, which is Spanish for weeping woman. Now, in Latin folklore, La Llorona is a ghost who roams the earth mourning her two children after drowning them in a river in a fit of rage when she saw her husband with another woman. So according to local residents, the woman was roaming the streets covered in a white sheet, shouting, mijos, oh my children, as she was saying in Spanish. So a neighbor filmed the woman before she was fatally shot. What are your thoughts on this prank gone wrong and people taking this seriously and they believed it was a real ghost, I guess?
They didn't believe that. They just was trigger happy.
That part. I don't understand. Did she shoot at them first? I don't, did the ghost pull out a gun and shoot down to the people? I don't understand why you feel like you just because you see somebody in the street and it's around Halloween, we in October, you feel like you just supposed to just shoot at will. First of all, if you thought it was a ghost, a ghost ain't gonna down no bullet. So that's first of all. Second of all, if they didn't shoot at your ass first, why are you running around shooting people again?
Okay, what do you think about this?
Oh my goodness. I just, everybody with their pranks. And I mean, how about just like asking questions before shooting first? You know what I mean?
Hey, who are you? No.
Hey, boo,
the police don't. They going by the police.
Is anybody in there? Do you know what I mean? Where you just roll up, capping somebody? Like, wow.
To Selena's point, you can't kill a ghost that's already dead.
Agreed.
That part.
So what were you doing? What I get everyone listen, first of all, there's too many guns, too many mentally unstable, weak people have guns, too many. And that's how stuff like this happens. You see someone with a sheet over them, I'll think, oh, something's wrong with that person, but I'm not gonna shoot them.
Man.
Was it a right to carry state?
More than likely.
Probably.
It wasn't a right to shoot.
Okay.
Hey y'all, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we come back. We're gonna talk about this story at Rikers Island. I don't know if y'all seen the prison conditions, but they are disgusting. We're gonna get into it after we take this quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Cocktails with Queens Halloween edition. Ladies, before we went to break, I teased a story about Rikers Island. I don't know if y'all saw the video, but they're being exposed for their terrible living conditions. Look at that picture after pictures went viral showing dozens of men crammed together for days and what was supposed to be temporary holding cells. Now, sources reported the floors were sullied with rotten food, maggots, urine, feces, and blood.
Oh my God.
Inmates were using plastic sheets for blankets, cardboard boxes for beds, and bags were substituted for toilets. Can y'all believe this story? Can y'all believe this?
Yeah.
What happened? Did they have an overflow of criminals or something?
Well, that was just the intake. Like when you first take the prisoners in, where you're waiting to kind of be, whatever they figure out what they're going to do with you, where the max you're supposed to be in that is, I think, 48 hours, I believe. So they had them in there for a while and just under disgusting conditions.
Well, I can believe it. You know why? Because policing and jailing started at slavery.
Yes.
The mentality of everything that you just explained sounds like a slave ship to me. At the end of the day, that's what it sounded like.
Selena, that's what that image looked like to me.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
That's exactly the feces, the all of those things that you just explained, Claudia. Those were the conditions on slave boats. And they always say that jail is a modern day slavery. They work for pennies. That's basically slavery. So they feel that this is signature to what jail is supposed to be like. Who's ever running it, or who's ever the warden, or who's ever in charge of that jail.
And let's say this, I saw Black people. I didn't see no white folks in there. I saw brown folks. So what's up with that? Because any place you go, especially now that it's COVID, what happened to the mandate of standing 6 feet away and being clean and disinfected? What happened to that?
What happened to that?
There was actually a man that died who was in there for probation violation, and he caught COVID and he died within 2 weeks. So let me just what?
Can his family then sue them for, unsanitary conditions and basically a wrongful death?
I wonder. They should be able to. What's really sad is, imagine if you get arrested for a lower level crime, like, a probation violation of something silly. You know what I mean? Something that's non-violent.
Walking.
And you in there in these conditions where you could catch all E. coli. I mean, there's feces around and urine and blood.
Rikers Island alone needs to be torn down, disintegrated, and never to be spoken of ever again. I don't know if you remember this story, Claudia, Vivica, and Lisa Ray, where the young boy who was 14 years old stole a book bag and was put in Rikers Island.
Talk about it, girl.
Rikers Island. And then they found out that he was, basically not guilty, released him. And because of what he went through, the torment and torture that he endured in Rikers Island, he killed himself when he got out.
Wow.
Yep.
So Rikers Island is trash. And listen, jail is jail. Great. You commit a crime, you go to jail. But it doesn't have to be that. Rikers Island is hell. And they need to tear it down and start all over again.
Why would a 14-year-old ever need to be in an adult prison? I find when white kids rape people, steal cars, they find a way to get, we don't want to ruin the young man's life.
Slap on the wrist. Slap on the wrist. You got to go clean up garbage.
I mean, think about the one think about that one that he shot all them people and they took him to Burger King or somewhere to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
White folks, racist white folks, not all, have been not allowing, they've been denying Black kids of a childhood since the beginning. You see a young Black girl, they don't treat her like a little girl. They treat her as a woman, and they take what they want from her in the form of rape and molestation. You see little Black kids, little Black boys that do something. They don't look at it if they steal a car as joyriding. No, it's grand theft auto. They don't allow little Black kids to be kids. They treat them as adults and throw them in horrific situations. And then you think, they're going to be productive members of society after you've traumatized them more.
Mm-hmm.
A 14-year-old in prison with grown men at Rikers Island. It's just, it's
jail is supposed to be rehabilitation. Let them tell it. Jail is supposed to be rehabilitation. That's supposed to be what jail is about. For the people that are supposed to get out, serve their time, pay their debt to society. But then you release people who have mental illness now into the society based on what they've had to endure in a jail. And let's be all the way live with it, Rikers Island. Mm-hmm. It's about $30,000 a bed that y'all get from the state for these jails.
Yep.
So why in the hell where's the money? I need to see the receipts. Where's the money going? If you're getting this much money, just on an average, because I don't know what Rikers Island is getting. I'm not going to say, in fact, that's a fact. But just on an average, jails, penitentiaries get thousands of dollars per bed from the state.
Yeah.
So why are the living conditions terrible? Why is the food terrible? Why is anything terrible? You're getting more than a hotel, than a 5-star hotel.
There's a lot more we can talk about on this topic. So we'll definitely revisit this. And I want to see a follow-up on the story and see what we can update y'all with as soon as we get more information. It's such a tragic story, and it's disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. Rikers Island and a lot of other prisons doing it, especially in Mississippi. Y'all really doing a lot down there as well. All right, let's get into this game. As y'all can see, we're in the Halloween spirit. So Queens, we're going to continue talking about this. In honor of Halloween, I want to play a game of trick or treat. I'll give you a couple of real life scenarios, and I want you to tell me if it's a trick or a treat. Are y'all ready to play trick or treat? All right, y'all. Real quick. First up, you're dating a man who's both emotionally available and great in bed, but he's struggling financially. Is he a trick or treat?
Treat.
A
treat.
Claudia, it's a tricky treat.
Right.
That's good enough for me.
Treat. That's the deal.
Okay, your best friend wants your permission to date one of your exes. Is she a trick or a treat?
Trick.
Yeah.
A treat.
I don't think you need to go behind your friends anything.
No, trick.
She a treat on me because listen, if you come and ask me for him, Girl, that's you want them? That's a question I want to ask. But don't do your thing, girl. I don't want them.
Not somebody that I've been, not baby daddies, ex-husbands, and all
that's
that. That's off limits.
Off limits.
A boyfriend, go ahead.
But if he was just a little trick and there was no real strong feelings, I had a friend ask me one time. I said, "Girl, go ahead," and I gave her all the 411, and we laugh about it to this day. Okay.
Really?
Oh yeah. So, what are your thoughts on men who discuss marriage just weeks after meeting a woman? Are they tricks or treats?
Tricky ass. Hell no.
Yeah, it's a tricky treat because it just depends on if he's absolutely look for men, we can't make them marry you. So if they're talking about marriage, they must be marriage material and they must be looking.
But you know what, Lisa Ray, I just have to counter that because you know what? Like people that move too fast for me, my red flags go up for me. Like, let's take the time to get to know each other a little bit, especially once you get older and you're established and things like that. You got to make sure you take your time to get to know people.
Let me say this though. I would appreciate him talking about it because then that'll let me know where he's heading, that he's not just trying to be a 60-year-old boyfriend and that we're trying to go to somewhere with it.
Well, we got to go somewhere to the next show. Ladies, we had a couple more to do. We're going to talk about these next week because we got some more to discuss. I want to thank my ladies, my girls, Lisa Ray, Selena Johnson, Vivica A. Fox for joining me tonight and participating in this and doing such a good job. Stick around for Fox Soul's Black Report and let us know what theme you want us to do next. We'll see y'all next time. Bye, Queens.